Well, we're going to see how much love we actually get with this game as we play Love Sam for the first time. I've seen some really fun playthroughs of this game, but have never been able to play it myself. Decided it's totally worth it. The story was so good, had so many twists and turns, and at the same time was only $2.99 on Steam. So all pluses in my book. So let's check it on out and see what we experience here. It is pitch black. Oh, there we go. Oh, little heart. Look at that. See, we're in this quaint little apartment. We got hearts on the wall. What could go wrong? Oh, boy. I don't know what the hell that is. Blanket? What the hell is that? I really need to start doing the laundry. That's an issue right there. That is an issue. When stuff comes out like a solid, like a brick of clothing, rather than just individual pieces of clothing, yeah, you gotta reevaluate some stuff. So right now I'm just trying to figure out how to interact with things before we really jump into it. Damn, this bathroom is super cavernous. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah. We're a vampire, no reflection. Nice, I'm digging it. Excuse you? Okay. Now I'm guessing we live in like a basement apartment or something. I mean, look at these windows. Or window or whatever. Like, what kind of window is this? I've only ever, I feel like, seen them in like those kind of basement apartments where they're somewhat above ground. Kind of gives me vibes of like a college apartment though. Nice. We all fancy and shit with the microwave. We need to do some grocery shopping. This is a problem. Can we just leave? GG, good game. Nope. Okay, well, I tried. Alright, let's jump into it. Let's get spooked. My dirty little secrets. Read on to move on. Already, I'm just kind of like... Okay. By the way, there are multiple endings to this game. For sure, at least 2 of them. For those thinking about getting the game. Pencil. I stabbed myself with the pencil. Perfect. Phone is almost dead. Also, who hunkers over their desk like this? Like, I know people hunch, but my God. Okay, looking over to the left. Oh, God, I just snapped my neck on that. Let's see. Journeys, Poland. Oh, are we going to Poland? So what do we do? Click on book. Oh, we click and drag. My bad. Hearts. The last human on Earth was sitting alone in a room. There came a knock at the door. No thank you. I've never cared for keeping a diary, but now seems to be a good time to start keeping one. Why? Because after all these years, I just can't forget about what used to be the light of my life. I know, overdramatic much? Knowing Brian Colmer as much as I did is bound to leave that big chunk of residue. Let's just say this diary is what's left of our relationship. 3 years. No. 3 years have passed and the world around me is still the same. Well, except for me, I look like a mummified corpse. What would B say if he saw me again? B left Rosen Peak the moment he graduated high school to go to a fancy college of his dreams. Since then, I could only rely on my memories of him to keep on going. I wonder if it was same for him too. Oh, really? You knew a guy like that sat like this in high school? Holy shit. Hold on, let me analyze this. I mean, it works from like a player perspective, but when you start thinking about an actual person doing this, you're like, man, video games make us do weird shit. So we see a heart with S and B in it. When you love someone, his whole existence just gets etched into your brain. So no matter how much B changes, I will always know it's him. But will B do the same for me? I know B liked me a lot too, but he was not the most likely person to remember stuff. Considering how long 3 years felt for me, it's possible he did forget about me. Or maybe am I giving him too little credit? So here comes the big question. Will he remember me? Yes. Who am I kidding? It's B we're talking about. We didn't have the most perfect relationship, but he won't just dump his memory of me down the toilet or something. He's too much of a nice guy for that. And don't forget, cute. I just hope our time together was meaningful enough to him. Enough to make him cherish even the darkest ones. Speaking of cherishable memories, I wonder what happened to Joe's Diner. It used to be my favorite place, naturally because it was B's favorite place to begin with. If there were two things that were too good for Rosenpeak, it would be Brian and Joe's Diner. Home of the best pancakes in the world, Brian Colmer. Joe's Diner, burger pancake. Things were so much easier back then. B could just go, hey, and I would be like, hey. Nothing but hanging out after that with some occasional visit to Colton Hill. We had such a good thing going. Will he remember my voice? Will he say hey to me again? Did time already ruin our moments? Brr, brr, brr. The phone was dead, mind you, remember? We can't move forward. We hear breathing. We also hear the same rain in the background. And then it just cuts off. By the way, I love this game because just like with Stories Untold, where we had a lot of really good twists, this game has a shit ton of twists. It plays with you. You really have to think about who you're playing as, and all the different characters that are involved with this whole story and who's talking, and it's wild. So enjoy the ride for anyone that's hanging out. I just wanted to say hello every time I called him. But what I want to do and can do are two different things, as always. Just enjoying B's presence on the other side of the phone was satisfying too, in a way, though. Hey, I managed him, eagerly waiting to hear something other than my breath. Hi. I wish I could sneak into people's minds, look beyond their eyes just by staring. That legit scared the shit out of me, actually. If I had that power, I would never stop looking through B's window. So already we have a stalker. Oh, and suddenly a note. And this is another journal entry. August 21st, 2006. That as a debut outfit? I admire your confidence, Sam. And with that, my whole high school years were probably over. First day of new school and the new girl in town got classified as undesirable by what seems to be the queen of Wayrite Academy. I spent last night telling myself, confidence, Sam, confidence. But looks like I should have spent that time picking better clothes. I try not to care too much about blending in, but these days kids already look at me like I'm a candy handed out by strangers. The package seems fine, but you know there's something fishy in there. Judging from their whispers, I could figure out they didn't know Wayrite even accepted transfers. It's been less than 24 hours since I moved to Rosenpeak, and I already enjoy sitting alone in my dorm room more than attempt socializing with people who call me a city girl. Well, screw you too, hillbillies. Besides, I decided not to force myself into making friends after how my old friends decided to turn on me. I just hope these guys leave me alone at least. Keeping a diary sure can help keep things together in all the chaos. I haven't kept a diary since kindergarten, but this seems like a good start to restart, or a good time to restart. Kudos to Mom for giving me the advice. Oh shoot, I almost forgot calling her. Write you later, diary. My only true friend, loves Sam. And that goes right up there. August 21st, first day. What I like is there are some really nice, like, written elements to this game. I mean, there's a lot of writing, but, like, it's very well written. And I love the fact, too, of, like, the little, sort of comparisons and things like that. Like, there's, like, saying, like, the people at the school, at the academy, viewed Sam as a piece of candy handed out by a stranger. You know, like, you get the sense of the outside of it, but you feel like there's something more on the inside, something sketchy or not quite right. And I love that description. That's really, really cool. And you see a lot of that throughout this game. Will B remember the moment he came into my life? For me, it is as clear as the moment he left. So clear that the downfall of our relationship still cuts deep into my heart. Heart, splatter, stranger, friend, special someone. So this is basically how it went. The heart, boom, boom, boom. Oh, hey, we met a stranger, they became a friend, then a special someone, and then broken heart. Yeah, life in Rosen Peak was a jar filled with bittersweet candies. Not exactly tasteful, but I learned to enjoy it. Nevertheless, it's where my heart lies. Wrote a poem in B's memory. He used to struggle with Miss Lastly's poetry practices, even if he didn't have to try that hard. Miss Lastly always told us poetry is not about using fancy words. Let your feelings do all the work. Well, this is how I feel. I stand at his doorstep, heart filled with desire. He rushes down the stairs, heart red like fire. But before his spirit can soar, first he must answer the door. Ugh. I just gotta chill. Ugh. Let me out. Want to answer the door? There we go. Ah. Do I really want to answer the door, though? I don't know about that. Can we look at the people? I think eventually we can. Oh, there we go. Dark, scary, grimy, great. I live in a prison. Fantastic. Just what I want. Yeah, they play around a lot too with giving you a place that just feels like sort of normal, a little run down, but kind of feels safe, lived in, until the weird stuff starts happening and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, now the door is open instead of closed, and we have another note. August 22nd, 2006. Stacy is a classic. FYI, she's the one who talked crap about my favorite vintage shirt. It's like she jumped straight out of a cheesy teen drama. Blonde, hot, always talking, and a cheerleader. She even has a beefy jock for a boyfriend. I didn't want to start talking shit about someone already, but how could I resist? Every time I get in Stacy's view, triggered an obvious backbite. I'm seriously starting to think she's under a curse that kills her if she stopped talking about someone else. I'm Stacy, I'm pretty. Sadly, coping with her bitchiness wasn't the hardest part of the day. Mom called again. As far as she knows, it's just rainbows and butterflies here in Rosen Peak. I can still remember the complicated face she made when I told her that my application was accepted by Waywright. None of us were expecting them to approve a transfer request of an 11th grader. Even if she told me she understands my need to move out of the city, I really feel guilty for leaving her alone. You already used up your last runaway chance, Sam. Get yourself together. If not for you, for Mom. Hey. Hi. Other Waywright kids were so predictable. Their doors were already open even before I put my hand on the knob. But B's door was closed shut and so beautifully painted. Everyone liked him, but couldn't get him to open up. Actually kind of a cool image in a way. I knew there was something more behind that pretty paint, something behind his bright smile. But on the other hand, being able to hang out with him was a good enough blessing for me. Enough to make me want to never leave his side. Never, ever. Person getting closer. Getting closer. I'm gonna stab you. I will shank. I'm not afraid to. Damn it. Oh, do they want me to... Yeah, okay, I think they want me to move around here and try to get the light. Or not. No lights work but the lamp. Oh, another note. Here we go. August 24th, 2006, my first Frozen Peak weekend. As the name itself gives away, the small town fits perfectly as a setting for a mystery horror genre. Lush forest, endless hills, and a lake that I'm certain is hiding a couple of dead bodies. I could pay a visit one day and take some gorgeous shots. As for now, I'm just going to leave those POI on my to-do list, which is already filled with crazy amount of homework. I now know why youngsters of Wayrite will try their best to get as far away from school as possible after class, to escape from choking on the pressure that teachers give them. Even on weekdays, pretty girls like Stacy will have their boyfriends give them a ride, and others make use of the power of public transportation to get to the more crowded part of town. It does feel too quiet with no one left in school, but at least I don't feel as lonely as I was in San Diego. At least I don't have to watch everyone I know turn their faces away like some kind of a demon spawn. At least I don't have to be reminded how fucked up things can be in a single moment. Moving on won't be easy, but as long as I keep myself busy, it won't be that hard. As for my weekend plan, I'll just improvise in the morning. Right later. Love, Sam. B was always pushing his limits. Well, it was more like he was always being pushed, but he was good at it. That's why he naturally became the best quarterback of the team, while maintaining a high school grade for a star player. Or excuse me, a high grade for a star player. B was the best quarterback Wayrite could ask for. Seeing him running all sweaty on the field always triggered something tingly within me. Something that made me want to catch him behind his back and never let go. All sorts of feelings and thoughts were pumped restlessly into my brain with every heartbeat. It gave me a bad headache, a good kind of bad headache. I wanted it to stop. I wanted it to never stop. But as soon as B gave me that hey, all those headaches were washed away. It used to be the best prescription I could ask for. Take away the pain and let only the good things stay. Hey. Hi, hi, hey, hey, hi, 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 hey, hey, hi, hi, hi. Hey. August 31st, 2006. For a boarding school, Wayrite intellectuals are not that interested in becoming intelligent. I visited the library today and two things surprised me. One, the place was much bigger than the one in my old school. Someone could get lost in here. And two, I had a strong feeling that people rarely visit the library, maybe because they feared being lost in there. The place was too clean. Even the books showed little sign of human touch. I feel sorry for complaining about Miss Lastly's book assignment. I wonder if Stacy's even thinking of picking a book. With her admiring her boyfriend Kyle's tattoo all day, I doubt she has spare time to do that. Is she depending on Kyle to do the reading for her? Seriously? According to what I saw so far, he's either busy reacting to whatever's coming out of Stacy's mouth or working up some shenanigans with his jock buddy. Brian, was it? So, yeah, right. In the meantime, I should be more concerned about myself than the well-being of the whole school. We too cool for books, huh? Open those eyes, no need for words. The sweetest love songs those eyes utter. What? So turn around and sing for me. Hi? Not creepy at all. We have a stick. Remember this, because this is part of the story that comes into play here. There we go. That goes there. So this is the only light that works now. And there was a flash down here. September 4th. Visited the library again. Bit more people than before. And among them was Brian. It's not worth the bother, but seeing a major skank's boyfriend's bud wandering around the library is uncanny by anyone's standards. He must have been there to pick the book for Miss Lastly's assignment. I almost got too close to him trying to see what he was going to pick. I really hope he didn't notice that. I'd rather be known as a regular geek than a creepy one. A jock in a library? Now I've seen everything. Woe is me, hate to admit it, but seeing Brian at the library was today's only diary-worthy event. Probably because it's the only human interaction that didn't give me the sensation of someone talking behind my back. At least today's entry is a tad more meaningful than what I wrote yesterday. I need to revise my book options now. Write you later. Love, Sam. That's a fucking creepy image right there. Oh, lights are coming back. I miss him. Even when I'm with him, I see him even when he is not looking. And now we see the photo that was just taken from underneath the bed. We check underneath the bed, we don't see anything. So then we grab the steak, which might help us. Maybe, let's see. A diary page. It was Mr. Kane's ninth psychology class, and he still managed to come up with another lame activity. This time he gave each of us a sheet and made us write down some of our own personal traits. For the next 10 cringy minutes, I managed to squeeze out some of the aspects of myself that I could hate less. After that, Mr. Kane told us to think about whether or not others would agree to each of them. He called it re-engaging the perspective toward oneself, blah, blah, blah. Wow. Like I really needed to reevaluate my stupid self. But it's not the dumb subconscious exercise that's bugging me right now. When the papers were being passed around, Brian, yep, him again, kind of smiled at me. It's 11 p.m. now. Why am I writing about this? It's most likely an accidental glance, but I still don't know why the very image hovered in my head for the rest of the class. Okay, the rest of the day. Stupid brain probs wanted an excuse for screwing up today's math test. Get out of my head. Not today, Satan. Okay, back to reading my book. As the time we spent together grew longer, one question kept on growing with it. What does the me in B's eyes look like? Does he see me as I see him? Does he see me as I see myself? Does he see me as I want him to? I screamed in agony, but there was nobody even to hear it. Will others think that I do not overthink? Would never lie to my friends, never use others for my personal gains, won't betray anyone else close to me. Let's see. Will others think that I do not overthink? Will others think that I don't overthink? Would never lie to my friends. No. No. Never use others for my personal gains. No. You are overthinking that question. Yes, thank you. Smart ass. Won't betray anyone close to me. No. Never act on impulse. No. Don't run away from my responsibilities. No. Am I a fucking freak? Ooh, look at that. The pen or the pencil changed to a needle. And we have a new diary entry. I was returning some of the books I checked out when he came out of nowhere. Hey, anything worth reading? Never thought the voice was aimed at me, but my heart was somehow already skipping a beat. Brian had to tap me on the shoulder to get my complete attention. Sam, right? I saw you going in and out of the library, he said with a buttery voice. It's not like I've been stalking you or anything. I come here from time to time to get the stupid assignment out of the way so I can focus on my games. He said he couldn't find anything interesting to read, and since all he could think of were comics, he could use some guidance. My mind was still jumbled up from the ambush. All I remember saying is, how about Misery? Stephen King's works are good enough to get you started, because boys like any story with blood and breaking bones, right? Oh, God. I don't recall how the rest of the conversation went, but I'm certain he said, see you later, at some point, and I said, yeah, see ya. Misery. Real nice, Sam. If Brian didn't know you were a weirdo, he does now. What if I did things differently? I was continuously surrounded by assholes, but I can't call myself a great human being either. My life was in chaos. I barely had time to think about who I was. And with all those noises hovering around me, all I could think of was a simple life. I never wanted a drama. I wanted a poemish life. A tender, subtle love story written only for his eyes. It's totally fine if no one else gets it as long as B does. B was always welcome in my world. I gave him the key to it. Even if he lost it, he could always come back to our world to find it. And I think it's a good time to come back now, B. Let's go back to our small world, where I placed my heart at everywhere you loved. Let's go back. I'm sorry? Hello? Okay. I need an old priest and a young priest. I need an old priest and a young priest. Okay. So at this point, we know he liked Joe's... Oops. We know he liked Joe's Diner. Do we need to mark anything? Oh, no, wait. Is it these? No. Okay, so we just keep going? No, we can't. Let's go back. Oh, so we need to find hearts. That's right. We need to find the hearts to place onto those things. Let's see. There is one here. Boop. Are there any others anywhere else? Yeah. Hello. It's evidently a very warm climate here, and doesn't usually rain. I guess we're just in one of those random times. Because who the fuck needs jackets anyway? I really need to do the dishes. What the hell? Don't turn around. Whoa. Oh, so we still need to do something else. We can't do anything with the heart yet. Can't do anything with the pencil. Okay, so we need to keep looking around. Oh, that's locked. No hearts there. Nothing there. Nothing in the cave. That is our bathroom. Can't move that. Boop. Creepy, but okay, we'll go with it. Nothing in the microwave. Am I missing a heart somewhere? Anyone else see a heart? Where is this light source over here? I just noticed that. I'm like, wow, just a really bright spot on the wall. Well, they talk about a key, right? So would we need a key to open this? I feel like that would be the case. I'm just not sure where to look for a key. We can't look back under the bed right now. We got the heart from here. Can't interact with the bed. Let me think here. Hey, Daisy, how you doing? How's it going? How are you doing? Welcome to Love Sam. Can't interact with anything there. Can't interact with the heart. Oh, we can go back though. But I know he's not coming back. I will never hear that hey ever again. He will never know what's behind his door locked tight with smiles. Because I gave him my key and B didn't. Oh, that's a legit key. I thought that it looked like a drawing. Okay. Oh, there's the key. There we go. Hey, 2 more hearts. A marker. Epic. September 16th. Turns out the lake does have a history of having a dead body in it. I know this because I visited there. I visited there because Brian took me there. What? It all happened so fast. I was outside the yard reading when Brian appeared out of nowhere again. He said, hey, and started telling me how he actually enjoyed the book and how he never read the same book twice in his life. And since he was heading out, he offered me to give me a tour of the town. 10 minutes later, we were passing Joe's Diner, home of the world-famous pancakes, says Brian. There was also an arcade across the diner. Brian hates the place because it's teeming with 10-year-olds. The donut shop was Brian's must-go-to place, too. Unlike the music store, which according to him seriously needs to restock. I found my own POI, or point of interest. A bookstore. It was weird seeing a bookstore and a gym standing side by side, though. At the end of the tour, I finally got to taste that sweet pancake Brian worshipped. Out of the window, I could see the weird, gigantic hill that was also visible from my dorm room. Brian revealed that it's a secret base of some kind, since few people actually visit Colton Hill. He jokingly said he could take me there when I'm cool enough. After dinner, Brian dropped me off at the bus station and drove off to meet up with his friends. I was exhausted but hyped up beyond my limits. I can't sleep. How can I when the whole day just feels like a dream? Okay, so what we're looking at is for the map, Joe's Diner, not the arcade, not the music shop, but we're looking at Joe's Diner, bookstore, and at the, or maybe bookstore, and then the hill, the Colton Hill, maybe. Oh, the donut shop. No, so it's B's favorites. That's got to be the bookstore, or not the bookstore, excuse me, the donut shop, the Joe's Diner, and Colton Hill. Okay. So we put that on Colton Hill, put that on Joe's Diner, and we put that on the donut shop. Hello? You have chosen correctly. I miss Morning Dew Bakery. B never shut up about its donuts. So tasty. They did taste sweet, just like B's heart.
Ew.
That's some like Indiana Jones shit. Each bite was another memory to savor. To savor, not savior, to savor. But just like a donut, it had an expiration date. It turned cold and bitter. I miss its warmth. I miss its sweetness. I need it. I need to eat it up. Okay, if you're... Like, I understand saying someone is warm and then they turn cold to you. But man, I miss its warmth. I need to eat it up. A donut. A cold donut. Do we need to warm up said donut? I think so. We need its warmth after all. Oh, hold on. Do we need to close the door? There we go. Close the door. Do we put it on a plate or something? Or how do we go about this donut eating business? There we go. Jesus Christ. Woo! Well, I'm awake. Ha ha! Ooh, ready. Woo! All right. Disgusting. Don't make donuts like they used to. September 25th. The golems just obliterated the hammerheads today. I now know why they say Brian and Kyle are more than buds. I would have called them an awesome duo, too, if only Kyle wasn't an assload of a douche. I mean, the guy has his name tattooed on his arm. Call me old-fashioned, but I think he should go to a hospital and get that ego checked out, because it must be swollen huge. At least he leaves me alone, other than giving me that creepy stare when I pass by. I understand how Stacy can keep hanging out with him, but Brian? They do say we sometimes become friends with those who are at the opposite end, so maybe it's not such a weird thing. For me, the real win was the photos I took of Brian. Watch out for Sam Holt, the rising teenage stalker. Bringing the Polaroid camera I bought years ago during my camera geek phase seems like a good idea, which, by the way, we are getting Polaroid pictures of us, by the way. Sigh. I know I promised myself to stay away from people, stay away from the drama, but when I look at Brian, when he talks to me, it feels like maybe, just maybe, it's okay to have a little drama for myself. I'm not ready to define what this feeling is, but for now, I'm going to label it as looking for a shoulder to cry on and just shove it under my bed, just like the pictures I took today. And you go up on the wall. So it looks like so far we're dealing with really two different journals or diaries, because if you look at it too, like, hers seem more sincere. Like, she does say stalkerish, and it does kind of feel like, oh, maybe it's the same, and she just really gets warped, but it does feel like it leans more toward, well, no, based on the writing, she seems a bit more sincere. This seems a bit more over the edge. I hated every moment I was not with B. I was helpless. Every day I wanted to call him just so we could chat, but I was afraid of what Brian would think of it. It could even hurt his reputation. When I finally worked up the nerve to call, all I could do was listen to him say hello. That was as far as our late-night phone call chit-chat could go. I hung up wondering if he knew who was on the other end of the line. I remember the strong burning sensation that came every time I called him. That red, fiery sensation. Red. Okay. Red. Well, we have to stand up. It's such a dramatic moment. We've got to stand up to get the expo marker. Oh, nope. I need you to sit your... Okay, maybe I sit my ass down. Can I grab it now? Oh, shit. Ah. I'll get a hang of this. First time driver. I can't reach it. So fucking red. Red everywhere. Sam plus Brian, S plus B, Sam plus Brian, Sam plus Brian, Sam plus Brian, S plus B. Finish what you started. We're telling this person all right, or the person's telling us all right. Well, here comes our drawing expertise. Okay. Ooh. SB, 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 SB. Ooh, buddy. Seen that body drop. Ooh. Ooh. Alrighty. Well, let's just put that fucking shit down. Does that work? Nope. Not yet? Shit. Is there more we need to finish? Oh, Lord. They did say red everywhere. Oh, right here, too. In the cavernous bathroom with the automatic doors. Can we? Thank you. Oh, God. This is where I was like, I wish I had a Wacom tablet. You know, 10 out of 10 Expo marker effects. 10 out of 10. It's beautiful. God, that clock fucking scared the shit out of me. It started ticking and I was like, Jesus Christ, what the hell is that? This game does a very good job of making you feel safe and then making you feel not safe. And getting absorbed in the story only to, like, rip you around in it. Please? No? Okay. No? We're still missing... Oh, one right there. Oh, God. God, they make it so you can't see shit because of the rain. Jesus. Ow. So, yeah. Hell yeah. I guess we're going over to the light. Go into the light. Oh, this is Colton Hill, I'm guessing. Stick note, stick note. Sam, meet me at Colton Hill. You know where to find me, Brian. Jesus Christ. Well, the hearts are gone. Finish what you started, still there, though. And new diary entry. September 28th. Due date for Miss Lastly's book report is right around the corner and I'm still not finished. Only if I wasn't too disturbed. Normally I wouldn't bother reading a teen romance story, but for some reason I thought, hey, why not? The premise for Mingled itself is pretty generic. Jenny has a huge crush on her childhood friend, Michael, but she can't get Michael to think of her as more than just friends. She reaches a conclusion that it's because of all those girls around him. So she starts making a list of all the basic girls who also have a crush on Michael. What she's planning to do with the list is yet to be revealed. If I can finish reading the book by tomorrow, I'll be able to finish the report with enough time for a revise. Reading equals A+. P.S. I wonder how Brian is doing with his assignments. Why am I interested? Because he's been asking for my help with some of his works and I gladly agreed to. Why would I do that? Because by helping Brian focus on his practices so he can bring trophies to our beloved school, it's safe to say I'm part of a bigger cause. Not like I'm doing this for personal reasons, right? You went through all that trouble trying to draw those, I know, right? All those hearts, and then they're gone. I wanted to read Brian like a book, peep into his beautiful head. That's not disturbing. Fill it with the desires I had to secretly incubate. You. Desires of whispering words like, don't leave me, don't go away, don't smile for others. Please don't look away, please don't look away, please don't look away, please don't look away. Nope. What? What? So supposedly we died there, I'm guessing. But we didn't look away though. So I'm confused on that. That's a little bit of a bug. Now let's try that again. Yeah, it's bugged. If you look too much to the right, the game assumes that you look behind you, which it doesn't want you to do. It's like trying to pull you to look at her, and unfortunately they didn't program it in a way where it sees you trying to look away. So even when she wasn't pulling me, it still counted it. We'll just wait for it to happen. There we go. Yeah, unfortunately, if you look too far to the right, it just assumes you looked at her. That noise, though, the girls sounded like trying to breathe. Oh. Oh, Jesus. Christ. October 4th, 2006. Stacy invited everyone to the late post-victory party at her place this Friday. Weird that she told me this at the hallway herself. The sudden act of courtesy was enough to leave me frozen. But to think of it, a self-conscious beauty queen like Stacy would love showing off how tolerant she could be. I'd prefer celebrating quietly in my room, but since the party is practically being held for Brian, I thought it would be sort of rude of me not to be there. He was nothing but nice to me since I met him, so the least I could do is show up. Plus, I could probably witness the face Stacy makes when she sees I actually had the nerve to show up. Maybe, just maybe, I could even piss her off if I managed to strike a conversation with Brian. An Omega hanging out with an Alpha? Kyle would be busy comforting Stacy, fuming about how I messed up her ecosystem. No peer pressure, Sam. Just clean drinks and hopefully some casual talk with Brian. What could possibly go wrong? Like staring into closed eyes, I could never know if B knew I was looking at him. Did he even know I was there? Maybe he knew but simply didn't care. The only thing looking back is my decaying sanity. I wanted to look away so much, but what's the point when the stench is still there? I started to think the only way to get B's attention was to throw myself off Colton Hill. How did I come so low? All I wanted was a chance to show how I feel about B without any noise getting in the way. I still could have had some peace with Brian despite all the shit I had to deal with. Brian was super likable. Everyone liked everything about him. They couldn't stop smiling when Brian started talking. The smiles they gave him made me want to puke. They smile as if their relationships with Brian mean much more than the one I have with B. Yet I was the only one left with a broken heart when he left Rosenpeak. B was so determined about leaving that being a star player wasn't enough for him. B needed to be a fucking model student. Nothing says pick me to college admission like a spotless student record. He can't just shake up my whole world and leave. As we can see syringes everywhere, it looks like, or pencils. They look like syringes, now they're pencils, maybe? Suicide suspected in death of missing teenager. The girl of 17 who was found dead at Colton Hill likely ended her own life, police says. Sam Holt, a transfer student of Wayrite Academy, had been reported missing for 6 days until Rosenpeak authorities discovered her body in the forest. Due to days of heavy rain around the time of her death, it's raining right now, the investigation on Miss Holt's death faced a few challenges. However, interviews with school faculty members and its students led to the possibility that she threw herself off the cliff of Colton Hill after months of rejection from her peers. She was rarely seen with the others, says one of her former teachers. She was even publicly humiliated just before her disappearance. It must have worked as the tipping point for her. Rosenpeak police says the fall did not kill Sam instantly. It is possible she gasped for air through her broken neck before dying, which we heard gasping when we were getting pulled toward her, whatever was behind us. October 7th. Oh man, everything's gone wrong. All my senses are screaming in pain. I don't even remember drinking any booze. The pain only escalated the moment Brian texted me, "You feeling okay?" Now I was not okay, and why is Brian asking me this? Did I do something to him? According to Brian, I went from being quiet to crazy, happy, and cute. His words, not mine. Real quick. I was so close to being the center of the party that he had to bring me back to the dorm. Why can't I remember any of them? Congrats, Sam. You've reached a new low in life. Shit. Is this it? Is this how I die? I sincerely asked Brian if there was a good place to kill myself. He said maybe now is a good time to show you my secret hideout, since I passed the test by showing the whole school a different me. Is he seriously going to take me to his Colton Hill hideout? Tomorrow I'm going to the so-called most romantic place in Rosenpeak with Brian. There's something in my head that that's keeping me awake, and it's not a hangover. Oh, there's that headache. Hello? Oh, hi. Oh, it's a bathroom stall. It's a bathroom with a door opening. Interesting. Now we're in the forest. By Colton Hill again. Jesus. Again, we saw syringes again, and now they're pencils once again. Oh, and syringes here as well. Oh, now they're pencil syringes? It's kind of a mixture. Yeah, syringes. October 8th. Oh my god, Brian actually took me to Colton Hill. The hideout Brian mentioned had a wonderful view of the small town. Whole place under the golden sunset. The best part of this spot was that it is quite hidden and unsafe. You could easily roll down the hill if you're careless or drunk, and no one could find you for days. How awesome is that? Being drunk with that wonderful moment didn't cause any accident though. We sat there for less than an hour, but it felt like an eternity. I can't even remember what we talked about. I do remember saying how beautiful Rosen Peak is, and Brian being all meh about it. I guess you can get fed up with views like this, too. Today's only regret is that I failed to bring the true essence of the hills view back with me. There's a reason why I gave up photography as a hobby in the first place. At least the close-up shot of Brian was not half as bad. When I came back down from the hill, it became clear that my life just became a bit more messed up now. I know, because I really want to talk to Brian again soon. Help me get to sleep quickly today, diary. Love, Sam. Brian's secret hideout. A closed Colton Hill hiking route discovered by himself so he can hide from the world around him. Not a flashy place, but it had a great view. All the life's problems. Colton Hill, our sanctuary. I wished it could be our special place. Ours and ours only. Colton Hill is nothing but a rock pile of blood-soaked memories now. Why did he have to break my fucking heart? Was I just one of his many friends? Maybe that's it. That's why he wanted to leave even after I told him we won't be together anymore. He thought he was too good for Rosen Peak. And me. To him, I was just a background in his picture. You son of a bitch. Where you at? You don't deserve a face. Well, fair enough. I don't have one. October 10th. The book report was finished days ago, but I can't stop thinking. Mirror confirmed. Oh, Lord. Help me. Help me, Tom Cruise. Help me, Tom Cruise. Oh, Tom Cruise. Is this my good side? Is this my good side? Okay. Are we good? Stop it. Can I get the light on now? Can I? Hey. Stoop. Thank you. Waiting to get flash bombed, like flash banged there. The book report was finished days ago, but I can't stop thinking about Mingled. Mostly because my stupid brain thinks I'm sort of like the main character, Jenny. To summarize the rest of the book, Jenny goes on this jealousy-fueled sabotage rampage on every girl who has a crush on Michael. I know, it sounds horrible without context, but it's actually kind of cute. She finally stands on top, but Michael finds out what she's done. He breaks Jenny's heart, saying he can't be sure of who she is. Things work out in the end, but that's not why I sympathize with the dorky psycho girl. Brian is just like Michael, popular, has killer biceps, busy hanging out with people. I can't see what he wants because of all the noise around him. I know he wants to go to college, but what about beyond the boring stuff? What kind of person does he like? What does he think about? Me? He told me about his mom, how she died of cancer last year. It must have been so hard trying to look out okay in front of everyone who's depending on him. I sometimes feel like he can't see me because he's so busy trying to meet everyone's expectations. I know how those around us can be hurtful, and it's dangerous to rely on them so much. I just wish I could tell Brian one day that I'm here for him. What's the absolute weird crap? This is an indie horror game, first-person horror game, that is called Love, Sam. It was done by the Korean Linguistics Lab, and it's only $2.99, but it's really well done. They really mess with lots of twists and turns and sleight of hand, and it's really, really neat. Hope you remember how to take a picture. Anything in the fridge? Kind of want to keep the fridge open just for light. Nope, it's not going to let me. Brian got what he wanted in the end. He left Frozen Peak as soon as he was given the chance. As for me, I was left to suffocate in the hole of tainted memories until I drown in my own endless nightmare. Don't leave me. Every day, every night, I'm surrounded by whispers. Whispers that lie. Whispers that eat away my brain piece by piece, no matter how I try to. Oh God, I hear them again. Are you in a healthy relationship? Take this quick survey to find out. One must take as much as one gives. Obsession is a stronger form of love. No one can have what you can. No one can have what you can. B never loved you. No, no. Because you are a selfish little shit. All your problems are caused by you. It's all your fault. Your survey results. It looks like your eyes are still closed. It's like listening to your own voice only. Keep listening then. Maybe you'll understand something this time. It's getting worse. The fucking shithole town left a disgusting crack on my heart, and it's getting bigger and bigger. The voices I hear from the crack are getting louder. I see more and more eyes staring at me through the gap. Through the gap? You mean like the store? October 13th, Miss Lastly gave us an easy poetry assignment for once. She said it's okay to make a parody of the classics as long as we stick to the ABCB pattern. So I took the liberty of letting my imagination go ABC berserk. Here's a slight taste of my early work. Roses are red, violets are blue. My life would have sucked if it wasn't for you. Call me Sam Spear, or is it Holtz Spear? I could have waited for Brian to ask for my help with homework again, but I decided to make the first move this time. And guess what? He said he can handle it alone. Call me paranoid, but I'm worried I might have hurt Brian's pride. That's what happens when Sam opens her idiot mouth or uses her idiot brain. P.S. I've decided to carry my diary in my bag. The doors in the girls' dorm are way too easy to open. Not as easy as Stacy, though, if you know what I mean. I even saw one of the girls using a notepad to crack her door open. Besides, I have this weird hunch someone's been reading my diary. I've decided to not ignore this hunch. It's getting worse. The fucking shithole town left a disgusting crack. I see more and more eyes staring at me through the gap. When I ran out of places to run, I had only one solution. Now my memories are scattered all over the dark. Now I must look for them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to take photos, I'm guessing, with the camera? Talking about being scattered in the dark. Oh, there's something on the wall there. God. I indulge your gaze. Taking photos of Brian. Creepy. I cherish your something. I cherish your smile. Howard. Oh, on the ceiling. Keep me forever warm. Oh, Jesus. All right, one more photo. Where would it be? Oh, here. No, that's part of this. So we have the eyes, we have the mouth. We took a picture of what's on the ceiling above us already. Do we have a fourth photo somewhere? That's a woman there. I didn't see anything in the bathroom besides coward and you don't deserve a face. Nothing under the bed? No. Nothing in the hallway here, but we're missing a photo. Huh. Should probably clean that later. So, we can't turn the pages at all. This was a poem, right, that we wrote. I cherish your smile, keep me forever warm, I indulge your gaze. So we have to probably put it in the right order as well, I'm guessing. It's not having to do with this, but it's probably the poem in this other book. Where is this last thing, though? Is it on the, it's gotta be on the floor, right? Somewhere? Maybe? I don't see anything. Where is this last one at? There's one up above us, that's one. Two over here on the wall. Three with the eyes. Nothing in there. Huh. Yeah, nothing on the wall here. Nothing on the wall there. Already got the mouth there. On the bed? No, it doesn't look like anything on the bed. I don't know where this fourth object is. So what is that, an iPhone 6? On the desk? You know, it's a good damn question. I was kind of actually wondering that, to be honest. We looked over on the microwave. We looked inside there, nothing there. Anything on the ceiling here? I don't know. And things don't well, sort of things show up with the light here. We see that at least. That person there. I really don't see where this last photo's supposed to be, unless we already have it. Maybe I couldn't help you find me. Nothing on the floor, nothing above us. We can't go back. We can't go back there. This doesn't go anywhere yet. Yeah, we're definitely missing a fourth. It's just, I don't know where to look. Because there's nothing in the bathroom. This is connected to the image on the wall. There's nothing on the ceiling here. There's something in the ceiling corner here. Something on the wall over there. But I legit don't see anything else. So I don't know what we could be possibly missing. I don't see the last location. Whoa. I have no idea. I'm like super stumped on this one. I feel like I've literally flashed every single corner of this room. Don't get it? Like, I don't know if I'm looking for a photo that's already been taken or if I have to take another one. Like, I'm so lost on what they want now. I feel like I've hit every single corner. Does anyone know in chat? Because I really am not sure on this. I am okay with some backseating on this section. Because at this point, I have no fucking clue. I know it's here somewhere, I just don't know, I can't even think of where now at this point. I'm honestly getting kind of like, enough is enough with the camera. It's an interesting concept, but it's also kind of annoying. Like, I wish we had a little bit of dim light kind of bleeding throughout the room to give us a little bit more of a hint. Oh, somehow we're in the bathroom, but the light's not working. Oh, here we go. I was wondering what the hell was going on. Okay, so there was a little bit of a bug or something. We were like soft locked weirdly. I was wondering, I'm like, I feel like there should be something in the bathroom or something. It does get old, right? What was it? Outlast, I think, that did the camera thing too. I know a game that came out this year called Madison. A lot of that was focused in on a camera. Maybe Outlast as well. It's been a long time since I've seen Outlast. Any sort of playthrough. I never played it myself. Be my endless sun rays. Nope, God. So I cherish your smile. I indulge your gaze. Keep me forever warm. Be my endless sun rays. Trying to go with like a poem here. Gaze rhymes with rays, and of course, warm with sun rays. All right, October 20th. With Brian preparing for a rematch with the Hammerheads, I once again gladly gave him a hand with the non-important homework stuff. I must say the teachers here don't give their poor students a break just because a test is over. It's not like I'm burdened with helping out, but Brian's really trying hard to get good grades. From what I heard, he doesn't have much to worry about going to college since he's practically a local football star. Maybe his pushy police chief dad raised him to be an overachiever. It's funny how a model athlete like Brian got friends like Kyle who always find excuses to pull him out of the school. It's unfair, really. As long as you are a sports star, you'll end up with douches like him no matter how nice a person you are. I don't speak with Kyle much, but I don't need to talk to know what he's like. First of all, his girlfriend is friggin' Stacy Lannings. The stare he gives me when I pass by is enough to creep me out for the whole day. It would be lucky if Stacy didn't come along and start yapping about how Brian is out of my league. She has Kyle to play with, so why would she even care? Like, ask your boyfriend out for a drive. Jeez. Have a nice life with him so Brian can stay out of the poison he does not deserve. Hello, housekeeping. Aw, shit, here we go again. Oh, hey, it's us looking into our own space, except for there's someone in our chair that isn't us. Hi. How's it going? Oh, balls, shit, fuck. Hi. I got the chills on that. Get that thing out of my hand. I wake up without waking up. Same rainy night. My lifeless room, endless nightmare. You got a cell phone, just use the light on it? True! But it only works when it wants to piss me off and creep me out. What? Look, if you're gonna give me an ASMR session, you know, I don't know, talk dirty to me too or something. Like, you know, something like that, for God's sake. Now we hear that noise in our place, which is creepy as fuck. Bat pipe dream. This feels like the back rooms. We just no-clipped. We are waiting for any hardworking, career-driven individuals. Apply now. Greenheart University. Discover your potential with our early admission program. Okay. We can stare at it. Can't do much else, though. What the fuck are you smiling at? Jesus Christ. Ugh. We all smile here. Jesus. Yeah, I'm not even sure what to do with that thing. Just, I guess, kite it? It's not easy though, because you can easily get caught up on the environment. I can't see shit. Oh, this is for B. Don't pussy out. Push, push, push the shutter. You belong in a trash can. You belong break the seal. Hey, got a note. You... Oh, what the fuck are you smiling at? Okay. Fucking... trash. Fair enough. So it seems that you had to kite that thing around until you could get into one of the stalls. Cover the smile, cover the smile. Okay, alright. Jesus. You want to know how I got these scars? That's all I could think. Oh, I wasn't quick enough. Oh, so it's 1, 2, and 3. Oh, okay, so you are being timed before you get dragged off. There we go. Out to the forest. Room's even more of a fucking mess. Man, that was a bad trip. Yeah, the place is starting to get worse and worse, too. Look at this. Clothes everywhere. All this shit. Trash. More marks on the wall as well. October 23rd, there was a consulting session for Greenheart University student programs. They called it GUSP. LOL, what the fuck? At the gym today. I've seen its posters all over the school since the day I arrived. I had nothing better to do, so I decided to give a visit and spend my precious after-school time reading brochures. And once again, just like at the library, I was surprised to see Brian there. He was at the early decision program booth. I wanted to talk to him, but instead I ran for my room, jumped to my bed, and out of nowhere, tears started to drop. I bet it was because of those stupid hearts. Yep, I saw those hearts again. Now they were on the gym walls, too. Whoever drew them must be very insecure about the relationship. Insecure like me. Deep down, I know I want my own hearts on the walls, too, but seeing Brian at the university booth felt like finally getting punched by reality. I have no idea what I'll be doing in a couple of years. I thought of staying here at Rose and Peak, but with Brian preparing to leave, there's just no point to it. No Brian, no hearts on the wall. God, it's like my brain's creating a storm. I'm just gonna lie down for a bit. Hopefully I'll wake up next week. My life is nothing but a repetition of waking up with nothing to live for. Not even a false hope to look forward to this time. Long time ago when I finally got to accept my feelings for Brian, I thought everything was going to change, but every day was still just like every day. He was still a school star. I was still his friend. When you live in Rosenpeak, people expect things to stay the same. If anything changed between us, it could ruin B and everything around him. So that's how it went. Nothing changed when my whole world burned. I kept telling myself maybe after graduation I'll be able to express my feelings for him. Let the fire in my heart beat through my soul and body. I called myself a coward, but I chose to keep what little I had to enjoy. I was a poor kid crawled up in bed. Her. Poor? Do I really deserve that charity title? Am I really the victim of all this? Who is here to judge me anyway? It's all over. Everyone left me. So why do I have to feel like I'm being chased? Like someone's always watching me? Like someone's always trying to judge me? Stacy. How did the invite go? She in or not? Oh, she's coming. Dorks like her can't say no to parties like this. Sweet. Time to give her the drama she wants so bad. November 2nd. I know I used half of this diary writing about Stacy being a bitch, but now she's just unstable. It wasn't even past the first class when I saw her arguing like crazy with Kyle. Heard her shouting something like, I'm done doing shit for you, before storming away. Then she saw me. I was her next target. She strutted towards me and said, this is all your fault. Why don't you go back to fucking San Diego? Whoa, what did I do? She was off before I could even open my mouth. I turned to Kyle for answers, but he was gone too. Come to think of it, I rarely saw them hanging out recently, but I didn't know things were this intense. Brian's been acting weird too, though. He hasn't talked to me much recently. He even looks somewhat more upset than usual. I finally tried to ask him what was wrong, but he cut me short after asking if I called him last night again. All I could give was a blank face until Brian said, never mind, and walked away. What was that about? What did he mean by again? Calling him in the middle of the night for no reason is something I've dreamed of, but that doesn't mean I actually did it. What the hell is going on? What does San Diego do? Nothing wrong with San Diego. It's because of her. The moment she came into our lives, what little I had to enjoy started to crumble. Only bad changes happened in my life, no matter how hard I try to protect it. A city girl just asking to become an outsider. That was all she was to me. Hell, that was all she was to everyone, even to B. But then I saw them talking at the library. I couldn't see clearly, but I could know it from B's face. He was making her smile. It wasn't another smile taunting my feelings for it was another smile taunting my feelings for B. No one would ever know what kind of emotions I was hit with at that moment. A change was happening and I didn't like it at all. Stacy didn't like it either. And she could never stand letting an easy social prey slip away from her. Naturally, Stacy took a peek into her diary one day. She took pictures of some of the entries and sent them to me and her gang. She wanted everyone to join her twisted and childish game. The diary had no special meaning to me, not until I read about how Brian took that cunt on a fucking tour of the town. He had no interest in girls whatsoever, and suddenly now he's hanging out with an outsider? That moment I got tired of doing nothing. I knew I had to do something, so I gave Stacy an idea. It was going to be easy. Spike her drink, get her wasted, and humiliate the shit out of the city girl in front of everyone. Only then she could know her place. It could have been so simple if B didn't get in the way. And so now we have an idea of who it is. We know that Stacy was arguing with Kyle and said, I don't want to be a part of this shit anymore. And now this is the point of view of ideally Kyle, right? Because he's saying, oh, well, I hated this girl hanging out with Brian. And oh, Stacy wanted to get at her, so what could we do? So, of course, it makes sense that this is Kyle. So this here up there is Sam, and this here is Kyle. It could have been so simple. Bummer, was hoping to do nasty stuff to her drunk ass. Still can't believe Brian had to take her away like that. Well, needy bitches like Sam do make some people feel sorry. She did mention something about her dad in her diary. Bet she has some nasty daddy issues too. Got an idea. How about we show everyone how needy a bitch can be? Sounds fun, but how? Leave it to me. Just keep reading her diary once in a while. Shit's getting really crazy. Oh, it is. Oh, hi. That is one loud fucking wall clock. Hey, it's Brian. Hey, it's Sam. Whoa, like conversations and stuff. Oh shit. Die alone, alone forever, forever here. The fuck you smiling at? Oh lord. I don't like this at all. Hi. Ooh, wow. Ugh. Okay. Yeah. Oh, eyes on the wall. Or on the window there. November 6th. This is what is... I don't even know how to describe what happened this morning. This is fucked up. My hands are shaking again. It started when I opened my locker and something poured out. For a few seconds, my brain was cut off from whatever was happening. When I finally looked down, there were dozens of pictures scattered on the hallway floor. All of them were pictures of Brian with gibberish written on them. The whole school was at the hall, and they looked at the pictures, then at me, and then at the pictures. Brian was there too. The face he gave me, the face of disgust. He turned away and left. He didn't even say anything. I tried to chase him, say something, anything to him, but the floor started spinning and people started whispering like they knew what was going on. The air soon began to choke my throat. I swept what was on the floor and ran off to class. Of course, Stacy must have something to do with this. I looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found. The rest of the day was about nothing but avoiding eye contact with anyone. I can't sleep. Brian's not answering any of my texts. There's no one to talk to. B kept saying nothing was going on between them. Lies, lies, how could you lie? Lies, but I wasn't about to believe everything was just rainbows and butterflies. In my eyes, Sam was using Brian to fill her sad, empty life. I couldn't let that happen. She wanted drama she didn't deserve. She doesn't deserve shit. She doesn't get to barge in and start stealing the life I've only dreamed of. Stacy kept doing what she does best, digging into others' secrets. She sent pictures of the little shit's diary pages to me. That's how I found out about her little trip to Colton Hill. It was our hideout since first year of high school, and her presence turned it into fucking nothing. How could B do this to us? The only way to break them apart was to show Brian what a creep she was. Ooh, there was an eye there. I kept reading the disgusting words she wrote on her diary. Ugh. At the same time, I felt something, a reminder of how I felt when I fell for B. How it felt so right and terribly wrong. Screaming into my pillow never helped with making the feelings go away. Stacy, did you find the diary yet? Babe, I think you're taking this too seriously. Did you find it or not? I think she knows I'm sneaking into her room. I can't find it anywhere. Babe, don't you think you're too obsessed with breaking them up? You're giving up now? Forget it. Please, babe. Maybe Brian doesn't even like the girl. I said forget it. Oh, there you go. Okay. I'm too tired. Oh, here we go. November 7th. The school counselor called me today. Mr. Ferns asked me if the rumors were true. Rumors that I've been leaving heart drawings all over school. Rumors that I've been stalking Brian. At this point, the whole school must be out of its mind. I didn't even know the letters in the fucking heart spelled S and B. And what, just because the initials are S and B, suddenly every name that starts with them are either Sam or Brian? And guess what? Even crazier words are on the streets. Sam Holt, the daughter of a child molester, craves forbidden love. How on earth did Stacy find out about Dad? Why would she do so much to fuck up my life? And where the fuck is she? Is she? You know what? I'm tired. I'm tired of waiting for Brian to listen to me. I'm tired of looking for words to describe this fucked up situation. I can't believe I have to go through this again, so far from home and so soon. Brian, please say something. Then I remember she wrote something about her dad. It must have had something to do with her existence in my life. Brenda Johns. Oh my God. How could Sam Holt not kill herself? If my dad went on the news for touching teenage girls, that's bye-bye world for me, lol. I started digging. It wasn't even a challenge. Keith Holt arrested for sexually assaulting a teenager. It was beautiful. I found the perfect ending. All I had to do next was fill in the rest of the story. Sam Holt calls Brian from a payphone in the middle of the night and silently listens to his voice. Sam Holt takes Brian's picture and keeps them hidden in her locker. Sam Holt draws hearts all over the school to let others know Brian is hers. A needy city girl with serious issues. She was just a disaster waiting to happen. No one, even Brian, would think otherwise. I made all the preparations while Stacy spread the rumors I created. It was never easy. I once almost got caught taking a picture of Brian using the restroom, but I kept going. Every picture I took was a love confession I could never make. Every heart I drew was my sacrifice for him. And in the end, I got what I wanted. When enough suspicion piled up on Sam, I stuffed all the pictures I took into her locker. It was a happy coincidence that B was there to see the spectacular unfold when it happened. It was over. Things were about to turn back to normal. And then Stacy's drama-filled head exploded. Ah, shit. Yeah. Gotta figure out the right path to go here. Be able to run, maybe you'll be able to live again. Trying to figure out a path here. There are books there, shit floating. Oh, we're trying to avoid the eyes at the window. Oh, fuck. God, I was barely there. Ah, it's so sensitive. Cool concept, though. What we're seeing is the unraveling of someone's mind and being haunted by their past actions, and their reality starting to bleed through their sort of imagined world that they've created. Figure out how the hell to get through this. Finally move on. Hello, JK, you're gonna die. I'm done watching you get away with the shit you've done to me. Did you really think I wouldn't find out? That you've been using me to break Sam and Brian apart so you can have fun with her? Well, I had my share of fun when I told Brian what you've been doing. You should have seen the face he made when I got to the part of you drawing those hearts all over school. Hope you enjoy your happy life now that there's no Brian to get in your way. Oh, by the way, I saw you staring at that college poster. What'd you like the girl in the poster too? Is it why you tore her face off? You need help, and don't bother calling me Stacy. So, Stacy feels that Stacy thinks that Kyle is actually trying to break up Sam and Brian to get with Sam, but that's not the case. Hey, Jinx, welcome on in. Please, man. Stacy got it all wrong. It's a misunderstanding. Oh, so these are texts from Kyle to Brian. I was just trying to prevent Sam from getting into your head. Please, B, don't do this. Text me back, please. Now we know Kyle, of course, calls Brian B, so if you didn't know it was already Kyle, you do now. The day Stacy told Brian was the last day he talked to me. He was so angry at me. He would never understand what I did for him. Typical. So fucking typical. Again, I was left alone to suffer. This time, someone had to pay for it. Hello, Random Locker. How are you? I'm just gonna be in here, don't mind me. Hey, it's DBD. I guess we have to put something into it, right? Like an envelope, letter, or something? Oh, this. Jesus! That was aggressive. So Kyle puts the note from Brian to Sam. To meet them at to have Sam meet Brian at Colton Hill. Oh hi. Oh fuck this. Boy, I don't like this. Yep, that's a mouth. Oh, that's a mouth too. Nope. That's a big nopers for me, bro. Jesus. Why does this character have like a Joker smile? Why? Okay, so we're running away from this one. I'm not sure what to do here. Oh, so it's juggling back and forth between the two. Oh, so Kyle was hiding inside of a locker during that time? That's... Whoa. And our assumption, too, of course, is that Kyle's a heavy drug user, because all the pencils turn into syringes and turn back to pencils. And... So he must have killed Sam. Yeah, you know. No, shit, no. There's the stake and where that comes into play. Dude is super disturbed. Holy shit. Oh, there she is down there. God. Ugh. October 20th, with Brian preparing for a rematch. Oh, yeah, so going through all the different things that we just read. So he burned her original diary, but he has, of course, all the copies. This trash is on fire. Again, keep in mind there are two endings, for sure. A good and a bad. I'm not sure if there's a third, but... I'll be curious to see which one we end up getting. Well, okay. Back again. Guess who's back? Kyle's definitely not your fucking friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? It was an accident. I never meant to kill her, or maybe I did? Did I? But does it matter now? Did any of what I did matter? I left the team soon after what happened at Colton. After that, the school, from what I've heard, Brian easily got accepted to the university. He left town right after graduation. The fact that he's a star athlete with notable school record worked like a charm. He's been growing the idea of leaving Rosen Peak since his mom died. Living alone with his obnoxious dad didn't help much with being attached to his hometown. He never got to talk about it seriously, or we never got to talk about it seriously. Brian didn't really want to. But every time he hinted about leaving, I tried so hard to ignore what it meant for me. Even those college posters all over the school were laughing at me. They were making fun of the impending doom. They were all saying, ha ha ha, see, you're gonna die alone here. Maybe I knew. I knew that Bea took an interest in Sam because she was just a clueless new girl who was lonely enough to do anything for any guy who was nice to her. But jealousy's a strong creature. It quickly devoured my mind. Soon anger took control of me, and I just needed someone to be mad at other than Brian. Even after he left me, anger stayed. It devoured me whole. And again, it's time to wake up. But wake up for what? To be greeted by the fact that I must start running around in circles again? That I must stick needles into my body so I can forget my past for a few fucking minutes? It's just like that story Miss Lastly once told us about. The shortest horror story in the world. The last man on Earth heard a knock on the door. I'm alone in my room. I'm alone in this world. There's someone knocking on the door. I don't know who it is, but I keep the door locked. No one comes in. No one goes out. I'm so tired. I just want it to end. Let's just wake up. Let's just open the door. I don't care who or what's waiting for me. But what about my diary? The one I've been keeping to remind myself that how I'm the victim of everything that's happened. I don't know what I would do without it. What will keep me from going insane? So here comes the big question. Should I keep it? Well, so if we say no, I'm guessing he gets rid of it. He burns it. Or does something to it. I mean, he throws it away or whatever. If we say, should he keep it, and we say yes, then at least there could be proof that he did it in the future? Fuck it. I'm not giving up the only thing that's left for me. Nothing's my fault. I'm not letting go for anything ever again. Things are strangely red. I don't like this really super fucking dark space right now. Not a fan. Not a fan. Ooh. Hi. Whoo! Some of these moments I'm just like, chills. It will never end. Thanks to my friends of the KLL for their support. Without you, this wouldn't have been possible. A shout out to the Unreal Engine, Audacity, Blender, Krita community. Thank you for playing. So that is one of the endings for Love, Sam. So I wonder if we do continue and try the other ending of No. I think we should be able to do that. I love the transition from, like, the main menu back into the game again. That is pretty cool. It's very smooth. So we saw the ending when we say, yes, we're going to keep it. And Kyle keeps continuously being haunted by his decisions. So we selected yes, now let's select no. No, it's time to admit. I've been keeping a memory of lies. I'm the only one to blame for the shit I had to deal with. It's about time I burned it. But what after that? I could open the door out of here, face whatever's waiting for me, or I could just stay with the fire and let go. Whatever the choice, it's time to say goodbye. I can click on it, but I can't move pages. Can't click on the pencil. Phone is a no-go. Syringes are a no-go. Oh, there we go. Oh, hello. Nice jump scare. I love how the door knocking turns into the heartbeat. That's such a nice transition. I was finally awake. My head was aching from the desperate pumping of my heart. My burning lungs sucked in air for what felt like an eternity. But I knew nothing was over. I needed to get what was coming to me. I told the police everything that happened 3 years ago. It won't fix what I've done, but at least I finally got the closure I deserve. I know it doesn't mean anything now, but goodbye, B. So now we've learned that with this story, it is based around Kyle, who befriended a guy named Brian. He actually fell in love with him, but hid it and ended up dating Stacy. Brian was the big star, ended up, feeling like he could do so much with his life. He had a lot of opportunities while Kyle did not. And Kyle had a hard time focusing in on what he had now, and instead had all this stuff stuck in his head of what he thought about in the future and how things were bad from the past and his current position. And it just welled up into all this jealousy. So when Sam comes in, he gets super jealous about it and tries to split them up, and it drives everyone away from him. And he became super, what do I want to say? Super, like, self-absorbed, I guess, basically, and, turning himself into the victim. And so from there, it drove a wedge between him and Stacy, but any of his relationships, him and Brian, and of course, any chance of Sam. I mean, he killed Sam out of a fit of rage and then tried to hide it. And then from there, we, learn that 3 years later, he's a drug addict and he's dealing with all this guilt, but he's also fighting with his narcissism of being the victim and still continuing to push the fact that he's the victim, but his consciousness is haunting him about it. And, he's living in one reality, but the real reality is breaking through. And then in the end, you have the two decisions, of course, which we just showcased. One being that that he ends up being like keeping the book, keeping the book and being haunted by it. And then the other one is that, of course, he decides, you know what, I need to give this up. And, initially in his brain burns it, but then realizes, no, I need to give this to the police. To which then he realizes, okay, yeah, no, I'm guilty of this, and no, I can't fix what I did, but at least now I can, in a weird way, like, he can move on with himself. He's not haunted anymore. So everything has pretty much closed up full circle. So, yeah, very, very cool. I really, really like the story. I like how it starts off warm and cozy, and then starts feeling like you're being suffocated more and more. I love the twists and turns. I love the layering where there's sleight of hand, where it tricks you into thinking that maybe you are, are you Brian or are you Sam reading? Are you reading all of Sam's diary, or is it multiple diaries, which we learn it is. It's Kyle's and Sam's. And why do we have Sam's? Well, this is the reason why. You have twists and turns where you're like, wait, are we Stacy or something weird toward a little bit of time? And then it's like, no, okay, Stacy's talking to us, so clearly we are Kyle. And then we learn, of course, that Kyle's the only person that calls Brian B. We have all these things that slowly kind of breadcrumb us to the right path. And it's so well done. And, the story of just someone just completely falling apart and it finally catching up to them after hiding for so long is just so, so, so good. And I like the fact that they've really done a nice job of making you feel safe and then not safe, safe and then not safe, safe and then not safe. And how they've been, again, just slowly strangling you until the big reveal at the end, basically. I love the effects that they utilize, too. I think it's really, really nicely done. There's just a lot of things that pull you from different, angles and different sides, and you're like, okay, no, it's definitely this, and then wait a minute, no. So great twists and turns, great usage of a little to make a lot, really enjoyable game, and it's only $2.99 on Steam. $2.99 for this game is well worth it. I don't know how long we played it for. Let's see here. How long did we play it for? It won't say until we actually stop. Let's see here. Let's stop it, end game. Wait for it to catch up. So yeah, so for about 2 hours. 2 hours. And we were able to get through the whole entire story, both endings as well. And it was such an enjoyable ride. It was so easy to get lost in. I didn't once feel like, oh man, I need to pause, take a break. And even then, I've seen some of the gameplay. I've seen people play this before, and I still got like chills up my spine during certain moments, utilizing sound in a really good way, utilizing certain visuals in a great way as well, that just freak you out no matter what. So in the end, I would highly recommend this. I think this is very under appreciated, because I think it deserves way more attention. I mean, look at the reviews. It has a fair amount. I mean, it has 226. For an indie title, that's awesome. I mean, a lot of indie devs would die for that. But it deserves way more attention than that review-wise. It is just a very, very good game, and it's impressive what, these people came up with. And I think the person who developed this should be very proud of the person behind the story, which they say at the end there, should be very proud of it. Some really, really nice, well-written verses in there and lines and stuff, and great descriptions, and, just like great personal thoughts of how someone feels being an outsider and stuff like that. And it's interesting too, because with the story, like Sam and Kyle both feel like outsiders, and yet they're so at each other's throats. It's really unfortunate in a way, because maybe they could have actually connected and actually understood each other. Not that they would have like gotten together or anything by any means, but they could have actually have understood each other. But unfortunately, that one thing that got in the way was both of their feelings for Brian, right? And really it wasn't even Sam's fault. It was Kyle altogether. But unfortunately, because of that third wheel, at least in Kyle's mind, there was no connection between them. They were completely different people, but they were actually quite similar. So it's a really sad story, but they do a good job of actually making you feel a little bit sad for Kyle, just a little bit. There are elements of like being able to connect with him humanly, but then he says some batshit crazy stuff and you're like, okay, about that. So, yeah, I think it's really well done. And you can't help but feel bad for the Sam character. You can't help but wonder, you know, what is Brian going through and Stacy even going through to a point. Yeah, it is a really wild trip, but very, 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 very good. You know, I don't review a lot of games. I mean, I do via video, but I don't really on Steam, but I want to get better at that. And this was going to be one of them that I definitely try to review on Steam and actually let them know, because I think they did a very good job. I would love to see more work from this group of people as well. Again, this came out in 2019, $2.99. I think it's totally worth it. Totally worth it. Very engaging, very good storytelling. It keeps it active. It switches things up so you're not always in the apartment, or the apartment switches to keep it fresh. So overall, really good experience. So if you like the review, if you like the gameplay, again, feel free to follow, because we do a lot of horror games, especially this month, and a lot of indie titles and showcases of alphas and betas here on the channel on Twitch, as well as on YouTube. And if you're catching this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. That way you get notified for free whenever more content like this comes up. And if you like what you saw, if you dislike what you saw, make sure to like, dislike, make sure to comment, and I will see you on the next video.